Good morning, everybody. We'll be with you in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Manila Kick Tracks. Fully licensed. Not stealing it from anywhere. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see where that other video is. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is in the world you're coming to us from. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking, here in the digital media world. So glad to be hosting another episode of DYOR Live here on the DYOR Media Network. As always, I like to start out the morning by saying we got a good show for you today. We've got lots of good stuff. It's Technical Tuesday. And Technical Tuesday means that Pedro is going to shine. But before he shines, I have to introduce him, ladies and gentlemen. My crypto co-host here, Pedro Garcia, is in the house.
What's up? What's up? Man, every time you do that, I feel like I'm like coming down the, the boxing ring. And I'm like, oh, yeah. And they're like, and we have here in our left corner,
I thought you were going to say the Price is Right.
Or Price is Right. Either way, right? I mean, dude, the way they used to announce, like Price is Right, dude, you're like, you're expecting the crowd to jump up. Yeah, it's Price is Right.
Welcome, Dara. Dara Lawton says, yo, Pedro.
Lawton. ¿Qué pasa, señor? It's good to
Welcome,
see you.
Crypto Mike. Thanks for joining us all the way from Winnipeg. Giving Mike some grief the other day about Canada's performance in the Olympics. And not 10 minutes later, I had to eat crow, and the women's Summer McIntosh from the swimming team whooped everyone's ass and won the gold medal.
My trading coach used to teach expert trade.
DYOR, baby. It's been a while. Sorry, Pedro.
No, you're good. It's good. This is the good old. Are you playing the music for him?
I don't have one for DYOR, baby. Do I?
He's been here for how long? You don't have him, bro.
I know. I need to come up with one.
Shame. Anyways. Dude, that's a nice little trade you got going on there.
Oh, the Caspa trade? I don't have it up right now. DYOR baby says no love at all.
No love. Dude, potentially we could hit all-time highs there the way it's flowing. Got some good
what Pedro's talking about is that I'll just have to say it right here at the beginning. Been playing with our BidFi perpetuals contracts and been paying attention to things that Pedro has been teaching me about over time here. And something told me to pay attention to Caspa. Actually, what happened was I'm in the Caspa Discord, and I don't follow anything in Caspa on Discord, but I got a note saying something new was that they have votes all the time because it's a DAO. And I just went over the chart, and I'm like, and I happened to be on the 4-hour chart, and I was like, wow, that's a flag. And it is, and I'm up a few bones right now, so it's good.
Bro, love it. Fatima, it's good to have you. Glad to have you today. I know you do a lot. It's good to have you.
Fatima, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. I forget where you come to us from.
Fatima. Boom, boom. Yeah, dude, it's been really interesting to sit there and see what's actually happening in the market, the sell-off. We have crude oil. I've been playing with that in my trades, messing with, dude, I was sitting there because I help kind of like a couple guys, they're kind of slackers. They're young kids. They're traders and they're pretty good. So we're talking they're in, 30s. And it was funny because I was sitting there, and one of the guys, I said, dude, you're going to be such a good trader. And my trading coach is like, yeah. So I put them all together, and what happens is these guys go out and they make like $10, $15, $20,000, right, for a couple days, and then they go out and they just like blow it. Just like, and granted, they'll still have $5,000 or $6,000, to go back. But I'm just like, I always say taxes, because taxes will come out on your door. They absolutely will.
They sure will.
And then two, like, just be consistent. You can party and trade. That's something you can do, but they're all over the world.
This is the same story as my Ibiza hookers and booze story, hookers and drugs story. For those of you who don't know or haven't listened to it, you hear me say, "Oh, we're going to Ibiza for hookers and booze." We're not going for hookers and booze to Ibiza. Mrs. Striking would get very angry with me if that was the truth. But I was a business partner with somebody a while ago, and we won a big contract. The huge contract, mass, multi-millions of dollars of contract. And before we even started the contract, he's like, "Oh, we need to go to Ibiza and get some hookers and blow." That's what he said, hookers and blow. And I have changed it in hookers and booze. And I was like, "What?" I was like, no, we need to get started on this contract. There's a limited amount of time to ramp up. It's engineering and manufacturing. We had the laundry list of stuff to do was a massive. Basically, I had to build custom cars from scratch. And there's a lot of things to do. And I'm like, we need to concentrate on the limited money we have on doing this. He's like, "Oh man, this has got us set. We're set now." I'm like, "No, we're not set. We have a lot to do." Anyway, needless to say, that contract and business partner did not work out. But now I use it as my joke. It's good. Oh wow, we're going to hookers and blow. And Pedro, your example of your friends doing that. Yeah. I find that also. It's same as when I would hire new employees. And at my old company, I paid pretty well because I had to have skilled employees, fabricators, trade people that could also pass a very thorough security background investigation for the government. So you had to pay them a lot to get those guys. And so their first check would be like, 4 weeks of, first period you get paid in arrears. So their first check would be like a month's worth of pay with lots of overtime. And I'd come into the lot and I'd see new Mustangs and Chargers and cars, and I'd be like, "Dude, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
And one guy, Sean, I'm like, "Sean, what is that?" He goes, "Oh man, that car's awesome. Been wanting one forever." I said, "You've worked here 1 month." I said, "What kind of loan did you get on that car?" He said, "Oh, I got a 5-year loan, blah blah blah." I said, "Are you sure that I'm going to be able to pay you like that for 5 years?" And he's like, "Well, I'm like, I said, no. I said, there's entirely a chance that we don't win a big contract again. We get a small one. There's not as many overtime." "Oh, I hadn't thought of that." I was like, ugh. Sure enough, 4 months later, I was like, "Hey, and he has this little Ford Ranger used pickup truck." He's like, where's the Challenger or the Mustang, whatever it was?" He's like, "Yeah, I had to get rid of it. I took a big loss on it too." It's like, "Sorry, man." It's like, he said, "I also didn't know how much the insurance was going to be. That is $500 a month."
Yep. Dude,
all right, we've been rambling on long enough. Let's get to Technical Tuesday, Pedro. Let's hear what's happening with BTC. Sorry, everybody, but Pedro and I sometimes just love to talk.
All right, so let's check this out here real quick as I swallow.
While you're swallowing, Fatma, thanks for joining us. You haven't been able to join for a long time, but we enjoy that you have come back to haunt us.
Yeah. All right, so let's check this out real quick. So we are continuing down. We came down into our area here that we talked about yesterday. I do expect to see this kind of come down and back a little bit lower, but this area here is sitting pretty nice. Nice little sell-off from yesterday to today. We'll see what happens. This area between.
Oh wait, hold on. Sorry, Pedro. Hold on. You know what I forgot? I finally remembered to load up your intro.
I have an intro.
Yeah, you do have an intro for Technical Tuesdays. I forgot to load it up. I'm not sure you're gonna be able to hear it.
Do it.
Because I don't. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's Technical Tuesday.
Music, dude. I'm listening to it on YouTube. Good. Nice little.
There you go.
Nice.
Little ditty for you.
Love it.
Dar Baby says, we listen mostly.
Nice. Will you check out a Weeble? Yeah, we will. I will. Speaking of them,
we talked about a Weibo at length yesterday.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. I'll bring it over because I know that their chart is pumping, and you guys are so we'll check them out. But right now BTC is kind of a little stagnant. Check out lower time frames here, doing a nice little bounce back here. But the problem is that when I always bring this up is there's really no demand zone, no real supply wicks as we're moving up. So I'd expect us to maybe hit that 89 on the 5, which is going to be the hour 8, which is sitting right in here, and then that 2-hour 8. So we're kind of chilling here right now. Sold off pretty hard. So typically what happens is the market will kind of relax, and then we'll see another sell-off. So the 2-hour and 1-hour charts are kind of showing just chilling, a little pullback before we make our way down here to the further parts of like that 64,000, 63,000 ish area. It's going to go over one of the
hold on before you zip past BTC. I as you know, I've been attempting to pay attention to the charts in a better form.
And you're getting better. A lot better.
Getting better at it.
You're actually
I have 20 years to go. 20 years to go. Oh, I've had plenty of bad trades, Pedro. I tell you about the good ones, but I also have bad ones in which, for instance, I had a bad one the other day when I was like, oh, I need to watch this one though. It's on futures, and because I'm unsure, but I'm just it wasn't a lot of money, but still qualifies as a horrible trade. And I went to use the bathroom, and it was one of the rare times I did not take my phone. And when I came out, I was down 10% already. I was like, what the? On
the trade or on the account?
Yeah. Oh no, just on the trade.
Okay.
Not on the account, no. And I was like, well, I was like, all right. Well, I was watching how it something bounced off the 200-day moving average, and it bounced off it when I was watching it to see if it would bounce or go through it, and I forgot. I'm not skilled at watching the charts all day, and so I went to use the restroom, lost money doing that, and then came back and watched it again and forgot about it again, and it went down further. It rejected off the 200-day. I was long planning on it going through the 200-day, and I forgot to get out of the trade. It was just, to do this well, you have to be a creature of habit. You have to not take your eye off the ball when it's needed to be on the ball,
or just make sure you follow your rules.
Right. Have a stop order and stuff. Yeah. But it was one of those things where I was just sitting there looking at it, saying, "All right, is it going to bounce off the 200-day moving average or trade through it?" And to use the restroom. Anyway, with BTC here, it's moving around a lot. I don't have the chart up for some reason. I can't, or the label to get up. It's moving around a lot here, almost to the point where I'm just like, I have no idea what's going on here with it. And in the past couple of days, it's been very volatile in seemingly an upward pattern, and then a downward pattern, and then an up. As you say, they got to go up to go down, and then down to go up. But you mentioned CPI earlier today.
Oh, I'm sorry, CB, consumer confidence. Sorry.
Oh, consumer confidence.
Yeah.
So that strengthened, but the market sold off.
Yes.
What in tarnation is going on here?
Well, actually, let's jump back to BTC, and then we'll talk about that, because it was really interesting. All right, so one thing I always talk about, right, is, look, we have high, lower high, lower high, low, lower low, lower low. So this should keep you on the range of when I'm looking at my time frames, right? Based off of the time frame that I'm going to be in a trade for, whether it's going to be an hour or if it's going to be a day trade, right? I want to play based off of what way the markets are moving. Okay. So if we're putting in lower highs, lower lows, and the majority of the moving averages are above me, obviously we're going to be pulling back into an area of potential resistance. So I want to line up a few of the charts that have that. So I would line up like a 4 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour. You can see roughly around in this area right here of the 66,000. Okay. Remember how the other day when we were, we talked about where would I want to get in, where, and they were like, let's get in. I go, no, don't get in now. Get in up here. Remember we did that and you took the trade. Okay. That's what I'm doing is I'm aligning lines. So if I can get a bunch of moving averages in an area, i.e. right here, you can see we had the 67,000. We had the 67,000 up there. And then you had on the 4 hour, you had the 8, that's 66,000. Okay. And then you also 66,000 area, you had the 20, right? And you also had the 200 period moving average. Okay. Then on your 30-minute, you also have a bunch of areas. So you have the 50. So I'm aligning lines. Then if I can get a bunch of supply areas in that area.
Timothy Fuentes, thank you for joining us.
Mr. Fountain, ¿qué pasa? When it comes down to it, I just want to align lines. That's all I'm looking to do. And then I just simply go lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, wait for a pullback to a lower high, get in where lines are sitting at, right? Supply or demand, and a bunch of moving averages. And most likely that trade is going to go my way if I have a bunch of the time frames that I'm looking at.
Just don't go take it. Don't go use the facilities. Wait if it's right on the edge. Well, what I'm doing is that it kind of sound, because I'm just telling you bits and pieces of it on the air here. What I'm trying to do is, like, when I hear different pieces of advice, is to trade them, or is to look for those pieces of advice when they happen. It's like I was reading something else, when the price is rising up towards the 200-day moving average, that's a good point where you can when it hits that, if it bounces off, you can short it, and it's likely a good trade, short-term trade, not long-term trade. But if it goes through it, it's going to have a lot of bullish behavior behind it and be a good long. And so I was trying to figure that out. And so that was just one of the things, like, add to the list of 59 million other things I need to learn, So,
yeah. Along with
so when I see it happening, I obviously have been exposed to all of this before, but not on a daily technical analysis side of things. And so, so I enjoy finding the, when I see something that somebody mentioned or I read or Pedro told me happening in real life, I sit there and watch it, and I put a small trade on to see how it works, and enjoy it. But speaking of that, Crypto Mike here, he says, check out Pepe made a lucky call last night.
Oh,
apparently, Crypto Mike has been using our BidFi platform over here on the side. By signing up, get up to $2,888 in free stuff. And if you haven't signed up for it, use the link below to sign. Just sign up for it. Helps the channel out. Transfer a few bucks over and get your free money.
Absolutely.
They do what's called bonus credit, and you get to trade the bonus credit as if it's Monopoly money. But if you get profits, you can take the profits out and put them in your regular wallet. How about that? And apparently we have a special campaign running just for DYOR, but I haven't spent any time yet trying to figure it out so we could advertise it properly, but I'll get to that soon. So you can win, you can get even more free monies. So one big shout out to Stella at BidFi. Thank you for getting that going for us.
Stella!
And I do have to take this time to note that, yes, exactly, Stella, that BitFi is officially sponsoring our booth at the Blockchain Futures Convention in Toronto in 2 weeks.
Thank you, BitFi.
Whoop, whoop. Like actually helping offset the costs of it. Not much money. They want to start slow, so it's going to be up to Pedro and I to prove that it was worthwhile for them to do it. But it's just another little notch in the belt of good things going with the DYOR Media Network here. Anyway, but enough of that for now. We'll talk more about that later. But back to Pepe.
Yeah, Pepe's. So you caught a short from up here?
I don't know what he did. Mike, tell us what you did.
We must have caught a short because we're seeing a sell-off.
Oh yeah, it's a sell-off. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, nice short. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right here you can see it was tapping up. We started seeing all the moving averages above us.
Tap it in.
Right, and then like this right here. Once you had this come through, boom, that baby set, bounced back to the 8 and sold off. That's hot. And you had all the seller wicks sitting there for us, so pretty clean and simple. Nice little short. Where'd you get in at, Mikey? He'll tell us. Yeah, it's a nice little thing. I could see this thing, honestly. I'm looking at this now. Do we have any upgrade? Freaking A. I wish we could get it sponsored by TradingView. So we use their stuff all the time. Boom.
Yep.
See if we could reach out to
your guys will come.
Yeah. All right, so we can see this right here. Actually, you know what? I need to set up a BitFi account. I have not done it yet. I need to do that. Remind me to do that, dude, today or tomorrow after, because I'm probably be going to New York today.
Make sure you use the referral link.
always. Boom. So coming down to Pepe, I could see us honestly coming down to like that 1,000 mark. There's nothing really stopping us until, I guess right here we could, right, 1113. We could see it drop from here. But it's really, you've got this clean shot from 1159 all the way down to the 1086-ish area. Nice little area, man. It's gonna most likely pull back to that. Yeah, it's a pretty clean shot. And let me check it out. There's really no support until we get down to here.
Mike says he started at around midnight his time, which is an hour behind us. And then he says, BitFi's perpetuals thing is cool because you can make money when stuff goes down.
Yes.
You can also lose your absolute shirt. So make sure you trade with your eyeballs on it all the time. No going to the restroom. Or if you do leave, have stop orders. Don't know how to use stop orders. Just ask us and we will show you. Yeah, always have a stop order in any way. That's the best excuse. Just in case you sneeze or have a heart attack, you don't lose your estate doesn't lose all its money before your body's cold. Yeah, very true. I've had a few bad shorts last week. Every once in a while you have one and you're just like, man.
Yeah, market goes down. Trader doesn't care. He just wants movement. Whether it goes up hard or goes down hard, then we don't care.
The funny thing is I seem to make more, and not make more money, but have more winning trades or green trades in an up market than in a down market. And it shouldn't be. The Bitcoin, and it's been mostly Bitcoin. Bitcoin is, in that time period that I've been doing this, it's been trading in a range. It hasn't been price go up, so it's easy to, it's been trading in a kind of that $57,000 to $67,000 range since I've been doing this pretty regularly. And so there's no, when in Super Bowl runs, you're like, well, I had lots of green trades. Well, it's a lot easier then. If it's 2% easier, that's thousands of dollars in your pocket. But I still, it seems to be that I do better on the longs than on the shorts. And maybe my short ones have more hopium, like, oh, the market's gonna dump, and then of course it doesn't, and then I lose my $20. Gabriel, oh wow, Pedro's picture was updated. How many lives have I missed?
Oh, snaps.
Yeah, it's actually his picture is from Halloween of 2022 when Pedro and I did a show. And I grabbed a still from the video and used that as an updated picture.
Yo, that is crazy to think. October of 2022. That is crazy when I think about that.
We've made a lot of content since then. We haven't gone straight since then. It's been
ups and downs.
Yeah, I mean, I did a couple of shows from the end of 22 and beginning of 23, but it's really March of 23 when I was like, all right, I want to give this a shot, see if we can really make this work. And I started doing the show by myself for a while, just because Pedro and I hadn't got our schedules. Pedro was living in the Pacific time zone at the time, and it was a disaster. But finally we got on the right schedule, the right roll, and we just started making a lot of shows and just kept at it. And we're just at that point of it working. We need another couple thousand viewers, and
But the thing is that's not that hard though. Like I mean, really, and we didn't do this, but if you guys could hit that like, subscribe, and share button, that does help. Sending it to the your preferred social media platform, and or the one that you don't like, you can go ahead and send that as well. But most importantly, just telling people about us. We do go over good information, which we're going to be going over some charts here today. And I also want to mention that Franklin Templeton, of all people, now we've heard about this multiple times now, but they're obviously in the top 10 not asset-backed mortgages.
Hold on a sec, Pedro. Hey, Shark. Oh, hey, guys. This is Tim Fuentes on the new Shar of Trump meme token launching on. Mr. Fuentes was on our Twitter feed and the thing. How many, Mr. Fountain, how many projects are you in?
He's in a lot. That's good, man.
Anyway, it's the new hair of Trump that he's promoting. I don't know why I can't bring these comments over here. It's not working right for some reason.
Hair of Trump. Dude, it is epic.
Yeah, our the MFT 24 MAGA for Trump 24 that they pulled the liquidity on to start over. They're relaunching as hair of Trump.
Oh my goodness, dude! It's called
at
hair.
Least the hair of Trump, and the already the graphics in the room are awesome.
That is hilarious.
But that'll be launching on the 8th, and I said to him, I said to Tim, if you launch during the show, I think we mentioned this yesterday. If you launch during the show,
Hawk 2 is in the house. Oh snaps! What's up, Hawk? Speaking of Hawk 2, let's show their. Do I still have it? There we go. Boom. I don't know why, but that just always cracks me up, dude. When I see them, I'm like, Hawk 2. Yeah, it's still kind of. You guys are holding this floor, man. Nice. Well, we'll see what happens. Kind of just consolidating right here. So, boom. Consolidate. Not looking bad for Hawk 2. You guys didn't sell off where you're down in the valley over here. You guys are still kind of sitting in between here. So, creating a new kind of base. We'll see what happens. Way to go, Hawk 2.
Well, give me a second to get their name up here so they can get a screen capture out of this.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. Covering the Hawk Tua. I got to tell you that whole thing is fading quickly, and the girl is making as much money as she can out of it. So
she's trying.
Good for her.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think you better pump this thing, because I think the Hawk Tua time is coming to an end in the world of culture. Or of lack thereof culture.
Yeah, she definitely used it. I thought she was going to stay anonymous, but the fact that she is still getting paid like $10,000, $15,000. I think her peak was at like $30,000 to show up at a club. right? Which I heard, which I thought was epic. She showed up. She's like, "Hey, what's up?" But I think she went to like a couple rodeos, and they paid her $10,000 to show up. Still, just to
all I
show-
know is that that woman has a life of porn ahead of her. That she's going to make so much money if she chooses to go into OnlyFans. I mean, all she needs to do that's like a year. She'll make a couple $1,000,000, and then she can go be a lawyer, or do whatever it is that she wants to do.
dude, with that type of money, bro, and 5% interest rate, and she makes $4 million, $3 to $4 million, bro, after taxes, $2 million. She's bringing in over $100,000, man, a year
To do nothing.
just to chill. Like, thank you for treasuries. I appreciate you. You know, and boom, you're good. Like, and she can go back to school, do whatever she wants. I mean, at the age of, what was she, 20? I don't know how old she is, but
He was the perfect age. That's what it was.
yeah,
Perfect age to make that comment and to be able to cash in on stardom. It was just all her stars aligned right at that moment after 10 beers and a couple cocktails or whatever. And a guy sticks a microphone in her face, and boom, God pressed the good karma button. He went, ka-ching! It's time for you to win the lottery of life.
Hawk, do it.
What dumb thing can I make come out of your mouth that will cause you to make millions of dollars?
And boom, a star was born.
Hey.
Hawk, do it, and a star was born. Bro, that is good.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That's all we got for you today. See you tomorrow.
Drop mic, we gotta go. There you go, Hawk, to it. Yeah, so if you guys can make this pump, that's like Tom said, she is fading out, but she's still getting paid. I mean, I'm waiting for the movie deal, or maybe a potential what did they call that?
Documentary or something?
No, they're not a documentary, but those live shows, what did they call them?
Housewives of
Yeah, whatever, you know,
Girls of Hawktail.
Yeah, the Girls of Haktui or something. I'm expecting something like that from her. There's no way, because she did have such a crazy fandom that it would be. That's what do they call those? Not real life. I forget what the term, but like Jersey Shores was based off what was it? Jersey Shores and a couple other. Anyways,
Jersey Shore. That's
dude,
that was
funny.
Awful.
Absolutely
that was
funny.
Awful.
Funny. All right. Well, let's check out another chart here real quick. Floki, or not Floki. What do they call this? Meme Kong. Boom.
Meme Kong.
There you go.
Where's my fucking shirt? How have they been doing since they were on the show the other day?
Selling off. Actually, no. They actually have gone up a little. See it right here, from 14 all the way up to 15 or 16 something. So yeah, not bad. 2 million market cap. So that should tell you. Dang, man. They got all the way up to like 10 mil?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was in it back then.
You were in it to win it.
I was in it. They were on the Space Lounge AMAs a lot, and so we FOMO'd in. And I think like the first half that I sold, I made some money. Then I kind of forgot about it. And then the second half of the tokens I sold at a loss. And so probably a nice, good old break even.
Oh, that hurts.
But I didn't ride it down to 1 million though, or 2 million. Hey.
What is it? What about them is that made them really big though?
Oh, they had a massive marketing machine at the beginning. They had their logos on race cars, off-road races. They had just big exposure and got a lot of eyeballs on it. So it went boop, and then people said, "Oh, thank you for the exit liquidity. Bye bye."
Right down here, man. It was one.
But good group of guys. Good group of guys that run that project. I've spoken to them many times.
Nice.
All right, you chumbalones, what else you got for us today before we head on over to Solana and all the usual suspects?
Yeah.
Darby says, I'd love to learn about shorting. Never even looked into it yet. Well, the basic idea is you need to use either an exchange or a central exchange that have perpetual contracts, as they call it. They're traditionally called futures or perpetuals. And you can buy them just like regular on the spot market, like regular. And you can sell them without owning them, and then just have to buy it back before you are liquidated. And they take all your money. But it's just a way of trading both sides of the market, and it's probably the most popular way of trading in the whole world, trading futures markets. The Chicago Mercantile Exchange is probably the largest one in the world doing that, and they trade, think of everything, every commodity you've ever heard of: coffee, sugar, cocoa, cotton, platinum, palladium, heating oil, all that kind of stuff. All of those are traded on a futures basis. And some stocks, option, not individual stocks, but their conglomeration, like the S&P 500, has its cash and spot price, but it also has futures to it. And same with the New York Stock Exchange Futures Index, that type of stuff. And so you can sell them without owning them. It's great. It's like stealing shit from your neighbor and just going out and selling it at a flea market. All you got to do is go buy it back before he notices it's gone.
Bro.
The problem is that when you go to buy it back, the guy may want more money for it than you sold it. So then you lose money. But it's something because generally it involves leverage. Like, you can trade futures very safely if you don't use leverage. Yeah. If you just trade zero leverage, meaning you're not borrowing money from the exchange, which is not technically borrowing. It's just you don't have to fill out a credit application or anything like that. You just have to have collateral in your account. If you don't use leverage at all, futures trading is very safe, just like trading the spot market, just like buying and selling BTC, except you can sell it without owning it. You can say, if you have no positions, you just show up one day and say, I think the market's going down. You can click sell. And then if the market goes down, you click buy, and then you've made that difference. Or you can click sell, and you've sold, and the money or the market goes up, and now you're negative. And it's just the opposite. And so you sell, and they take that little bit of money out of your account. It's a lot of fun because it doubles the amount of time that you can make trades. But you can use leverage in futures trading, in which you can, essentially borrow money from the exchange to have a bigger position. Think stock options. You buy one stock option, it represents 100 shares. Similar thing in this. But when you borrow money, you can lose money faster. Anyway, those are the basics of it. But frankly, do yourself a favor and our channel a favor. Sign up for the BidFi. Go into the account notes here. Sign up for it. Use our referral code. And not only can you get free stuff over there, but you don't have to deposit a lot of money. I think the minimum is like $100 or something, and you get free stuff. And go to the perpetuals, the USDT M derivatives. I'll go over it later. But anyway, do that. And you can price. You can like, the smallest trade, I think, is $1 you can make. You can sell $1 worth and play with it. And when you do that, the fees are really low. We get a good deal on fees also, which I, of course, passed right to you guys. And so you can practice with this and play with it all you want. Very inexpensive. Anyway, where did we leave off there? Oh, good morning, Chumbolinas.
What's up, brother? Jesus has returned.
Once again. In fulfillment of the scriptures.
Jesus has returned.
I don't know why in in Latin culture, the Jesus, Jesus name is big. It's huge.
Huge.
In the English Catholic and English Christian world, it is not big.
At
It's
all,
not
dude.
big.
It's
Nobody names their kid
sacrilegious.
Jesus. Right. It's like, I think I'm going to name my kid Jesus. Well, who the fuck do you think you are naming your kid Jesus? You think you're better than us?
Well, it's actually Joshua. So, it's the so
Right.
if you name your kid Joshua, it's actually basically Jesus.
Same thing. Right.
Yeshua is the Hebrew.
Jesus always rises late, but he rises. Jesus. I put the G in Jesus. Yo, G, what's up?
It's so good. I put the G. Dude. Oh, we're sacrilegious. Lord, forgive me. Please. Oh, you'll be like, I'll get to the pearly gates and I'll be like, homie, you're gonna have to chill out here for at least a couple of days for that YouTube show. I'm like, come on. It was funny. He goes, funny, but sack though. It was sack.
Over there in the corner with the dunce cap.
Then I'm like, at least I'm here. I was like, it's by grace. Anyways,
Pedro, what chart do you got up there?
yeah, it's called Dog. What up, Dog? And
Where'd you get this?
this
Dog is
was
not a
Derby.
dog.
No, it's not. DYOR Baby actually gave it, so I pulled it up, and I am like, I'm checking it out. Nice little.
DYOR Baby, does this dog have a community?
Why, yes, it does. I can see it right here.
So drop a screen cap of what's going on here and a link to the show.
No,
Get the dog pound here. And
drop them up.
that's
in
its
here.
whole chart there. Was that the daily?
Yes, it's the days. It's been around for
Wow.
about 2 weeks, since the 16th.
Doesn't it look like a good launch? No Jeets?
Well, it looks like they're holding it. So, I mean, impressive. You know, they're above they're playing around above the 8 period. That's a good sign. Every time it started to sell off, you saw buyers step in, boom, boom, boom. So we're now starting to see it kind of do a little bit of a pump, it looks like. Came back, sold off, and pushing up. They can get this thing above 65, or excuse me, the 56.72. And this thing was probably going to get going. It's going to catch some legs and start running.
Hey, DYOR Baby, you said it's all over Facebook. I guess I have a few questions about Facebook and trying to be able to maybe broadcast my show into some of the larger crypto groups. Let's connect behind the scenes here about where on Facebook you might, because I don't follow Facebook for crypto, but I know there are a bunch of crypto groups out there, and it would be great to be able to stream the show into some of those now and then.
Alfie's fur. That is hilarious. Trump's hair made from Alfie's fur.
Trump's hair
Authentic.
is made from Alfie's fur.
All over Facebook. No.
Shane's cat. Shane's cat is actually the $70,000 a year Trump spends on his hair. Did you know that's how much he spends a year? And that's not like hearsay. That was on his taxes that he had to
Wait,
release.
what? Say that again?
He spends $70,000 a year on his hair. And we know this because he claimed it as a business expense.
That's not true.
It totally is true. It came out in some of the New York filings that he had to.
No, I mean it. He wrote it off for $70,000, but like 70,000. That's just not true. Not that he didn't claim it, but there are certain, in the tax code, there are a couple things you can sit there and basically write off. It was probably
He claimed it was part of his persona, just like a makeup. If you're an actor and you hire a makeup person, you can expense that. And that it's part of a corporation, so they can expense anything. It's not your personal taxes.
Okay.
Jesus says he's secretly a black woman.
That's so...
Jesus.
Oh. Oh, dude. Dude, that is funny, dude. Dude, secretly, oh, that is funny.
DYOR Baby says, I'm the mod for a crypto community. If it has a bunch of people, why don't you ask them and say, hey, every now and then, would you be entertained with having a show streamed into our group? And I can add it on my Facebook, because I stream to my Facebook channel, the DYOR project, or DYOR Media channel. But I can also tag it to go into a group if I get permission. And then it's always fun to engage a new community. That's why I like doing that.
Always. And if people want to shill other projects, they more than welcome can. They're more than welcome to do so. Oh, it's funny. That is so funny, dude. It would be funny, dude. Like, wouldn't history be hilarious if Trump was a black woman? Like, I mean, it would never happen, but I just think that would be like, like there was a major gunslinger back in. No, was it a gunslinger? I can't even remember. I'm gonna be quiet now. I can't even remember it. So let's talk about dog here, underdog.
Underdog?
Underdog.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, underdog.
Oh, speed of lightning, roar of thunder, underdog, underdog. Boy, I just remembered that from my childhood. Able to leap a capital T in a single bound.
What's up, Derek? Good to have you, bud. Hope you're doing well, Mr. Breland.
Vladislav, thank you for joining us. What to think about fur? Send us a contract. Jesus, you're always furring it up. Somebody drop us the contract for fur. We'll go over it.
And while we're having 12 people watch, please hit that like button. We only have a few likes on it.
Derek Breland in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Derek Breland is in the house.
Ka-ching. That's ka-ching.
Yeah. But please hit that like button. It really does help quite a bit. We only got 8 likes and we got 12 watching, so hit that like. We'd appreciate it. Now 13. Oh, snappity snaps. We growing like weeds over here.
Trim your fur, Shane says.
I will try to trim my fur. Oh yeah, it's getting furry.
Well, for when I get my my Speedo bikini out for swimming in Europe. Speaking of, during the Olympics, the camera caught a larger, out of shape older gentleman in a semi Speedo walking around the pool. And it just looked out of place. You're like, wait a minute. There's like, you thought there was like a streaker or somebody. And it's this guy walking around the pool. And you're like, wait, what the hell? And all of a sudden he just dives in the pool. And you're looking at it like, all this security. Wait, what is this strange out of shape man in a Speedo doing, jumping into the Olympic pool? And the announcers had to come on, is usually they don't catch that guy on camera. But there's a guy that goes and cleans up things in the bottom of the pool. Like when the swimmers take their caps off when they win, those things sink.
Oh, yeah.
They're not a float type of. They sink, and so they sink to the bottom. And sometimes they drop little charms that the people have, or girls' earrings, or guys' earrings, whatever. Earrings that fall off during the thing. Or there's the camera on the bottom of the pool. Sometimes it gets stuck. And so he jumps in and goes and gives it a nudge to do it. But it was just hilarious. All of a sudden, there's this... you guys remember the movie Notting Hill with the roommate Spike in it? And he was just this like meth head character. If you don't know it, just Google it, Spike from Notting Hill. And this guy walking around the pool looked like that. And it was hilarious. I'm like, what the F is that? All of a sudden he jumps in the pool and you're like, what the hell? And no one else cared. I was like, why aren't these people caring? The stranger jumped in the pool. It was just really funny. All right, where's that fur? All right,
I'm still waiting on it. Oh, they got it?
They sent me 2 contract addresses, but I'll put it in your thing right now on BNB.
Alrighty, here we go. All right. Let's see here. Mr. Fur. Well,
Oops. Sorry, I turned my screen on here and didn't realize it.
all I gotta say, it's not below the lows. I don't know what to tell you. It's
We got the right contract there.
I did the one you sent me.
Yeah.
The ED6B. All right.
Oh, Fur's bombing the chat here.
There you guys go. Shoot.
Fur is everywhere. Roland Rod, thanks for joining the house. Really appreciate it.
Yep.
Vladislav, thank you. Casual. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Sorry about that. Go Fur forever. Sky, thanks for joining us, Sky. Sky says Fur forever. Dar baby smashed hard. Hey, Sue says it's on discount. It's at the dollar store, ladies and gentlemen. You can get your fur today, one day only at the Dollar General.
Oh yeah.
And clearly with that project, you had someone at the top of the holder list leave. But I'm guessing you're going to say, "Bob, the whales are out now. Now it's ready to go." Right? That's once again, ladies and gentlemen, you gotta love Pedro's ads that he gets on it. When neuropathy hits, try this. It's genius.
This is what happens when you're a fat man and they're trying to get you to buy something, which I don't have neuropathy.
Friday at Fur.
Black Friday at Fur. Oh, yeah, I need to get... Man, I'm going to get down to 200, dude. I can't handle this. All these fat man ads. There you go. Is it okay if I'm fat to call myself a fat man? But I don't want to. With the woke culture, is that self fat shaming myself?
I don't know, but for those of you that are new here right now, thanks for joining us. And you've joined us on what, ladies and gentlemen? You joined us on... That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's Technical Tuesday. Pedro Garcia in the house at the charts. Rolling, cruising, telling us where it's at. Ladies and gentlemen, Technical Tuesday. Pedro Garcia, the crypto chart analyst.
So,
I love that.
I do like that. That's actually very thematic. So I would say, look, it's not below the lows here. On the back end, you got a lot of sell pressure on this. You're below all the moving averages on the daily, and I already can tell you, it's at a discount. So I could sit there and say, yeah, you're right, it is. It's at a low, but I want to at least see it get above the 8 hour or the 8 period moving average. That's really important. Very, very important to get above that and stay above it and then see volume come in. It's really important. Really important. And we want to start seeing.
It's about time for Pedro to be taking his mid-show creatine.
That's exactly what I'm about to do.
Casual says, it's going to fly like an eagle. Like the Steve Miller Band says, fly like an eagle till it's over $1 in price.
There you go. Nice. So I'm looking at this right now to simply say, I can expect this, and if it is going to get going, we want to see this thing get above these moving averages, at least on the hour mark. We want to start seeing it put higher highs in. Something kind of similar to this, but more pronounced of higher high, higher low. So this is what I'm looking for on this. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Something like that. It's more pronounced. It's very clear, saying that there is a trend starting over a day or two. That is something I would be definitely looking into it. But as of right now, it's kind of sitting on the lows, man. So, be smart in how you dollar cost average on this. Pretty much it. If you're looking to do it.
I know. I just noticed that I had Facebook up a minute ago here trying to show Dar Baby I was streaming into the DYOR Media project, and I didn't have that switched on. Apparently, I switched on sending it to my personal profile here.
Oh wow.
Hey, the closed captions on Facebook pick up Dar Baby's name correctly. Isn't that interesting?
Facebook was just talking about agents and how with their AI, you're gonna be able to use it pretty much to do anything, which I was really impressed. They talked about this on their earnings, so I just thought it was really interesting to sit there and hear him talk about what.
I hate fucking Facebook's AI. They put it in everything, and so you can't ask it it's now the search feature in WhatsApp. If you just want to search your conversations for what was that email address, it goes into their AI, and you get this dissertation about emails. All I wanted to do was find such and such .gmail, whatever, and it's in everything. And then later you get emails for if you were searching for email, did you know that blah blah blah. So Facebook's counting that as interactions, and you're like, none of it's wanted. Anyway, check out these old pictures of me. I don't update Facebook, and that's the middle picture is my sister and I, with no beard either.
I gotta go see this no beard. You send that to me, dude. I don't even on Facebook.
Look, check that out. That was 2013 on St. Patty's Day, my sister and I. And this is a little scruff there. That was 2013. My son and I at Cadillac Ranch in Texas, where all the Cadillacs are stuck in the road and you can go graffiti them, or stuck on the side of the road. We were delivering some stuff to Los Alamos National Laboratories in New Mexico, and we were driving there in the truck. In the semi, and I'm like, there's Cadillac Ranch. We just pulled over on the side of the highway, crossed over, and there's like cans of spray paint laying around. The people leave there, and you can go and Jack christened the Cadillac Ranch with his graffiti.
How do I spell your last name? Tom.
Herlihy. How long you been doing this with me, Pedro?
I know, Herlihy. I know, Mr. Herlihy. Herlihy.
Check out this youngster here. Look at this guy.
Dude, I can't find you. Do you have the bubbles? There you are, Mr. Tom Herlihy.
This is me. I was out in Nairobi's national park here, and when I was out there, I was in Abu Dhabi, and I went down to my buddy Ian's house. He lives in Kenya, in Nairobi, and I'm like, what do you want to do? What are we gonna do today? He's like, we'll just go out for a sundowner. And a sundowner is you get all your buddies together and go drinking in the park like this in a bunch of Land Rovers. And you stand on the roof of the car because you don't want to be on the ground where there's creatures. And you drink and have charcuterie and all that type of stuff. And then you watch the sun go down while these guys walk by in the background. Nuts. Nuts, I say.
Nuts, I say. Mr. Striking. Dun, 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 dun. I cannot. Are you blocked? Do you have yourself hidden?
No. Well, I was going over to Facebook just showing Dar Baby what I was talking about. Wasn't broadcasting on.
That's not good. So,
Jesus says, show us a pic when you're in Rookie of the Year. That was 1991. So,
wait, you were in Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, that was the extra. They filmed part of it at Wrigley Field.
Oh, you were there. You were actually in it. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I was living in 1990. Well, it's 91 or 2. I don't remember. I was living just down the street from Wrigley, even closer than I do now. This is the best. It was me and 3 of my other college buddies.
I gotta go handle something real quick.
All right.
I'll be back in just a second.
It was me and 3 of my other college buddies living in a 2-room apartment in the middle of Boys Town in Chicago. So everyone's like, the funny thing is when we went to move out in the 92 or whenever it was, above us was a room full of 4 girls that lived up there, and we just thought they were just 4 gay girls living in Boys Town, and they thought we were all 4 gay guys living in Boys Town. It was really funny. Anyway, that was a great year. It was about a year after university. Jesus says, Rookie of the Year. Let's see, what is that movie? Yeah, this is it. Let's see, where was I? Let me try and pick a scene. First of all, they filmed it in both, some of it in Wrigley, but it was in December. So in every scene, we had to hold our breath. But then they filmed lots of it elsewhere in warm climates. There was only a couple of scenes filmed at Wrigley, like when he throws the ball in from the outfield. Let's see if it shows it. And Gary Busey. I met Gary Busey at a bar in San Antonio, Texas once. He's filming a movie with I can't remember his name. The guy that was the spokesman for Glock pistols and Gunny. It doesn't look like the pictures are going to come up here. Yeah, I was in the background of this scene. There was only like probably 300 or 400 of us that were extras, and every time they did a different scene, we had to move around and sit in a different part of the stadium. All right, so where are we? Let's bring up. Once again, Pedro and I are going to the Blockchain Futurist Convention in Toronto, and now I can say we're officially sponsored by BidFi. Thank you very much to Stella at BidFi for that.
Stella, she probably hears that all the time, and she's like, "Get out of here with that paper."
Well, I don't know. She's Chinese or Taiwanese or Vietnamese or something, and living in the UK. So I don't know if she gets the Stella. Her real name she has a real name that like all the people at BidFi have their Asian names, but then they have like Michael and Stella. They just told me they're like, it's so much easier than trying to have people even sort of pronounce our actual names correctly. I'm like, I'm fine with that.
That's interesting.
All right, Pedro. Not a lot of time left here on Technical Tuesday here. Let's get through some other things. I would like you to tell us what's going on with Solana.
All right, let's check out Solana. Now, the fact is that Franklin Templeton talked about going through and setting up an ETF. Bloomberg talked about it. So, like always, whenever you hear about these things, right now that traditional finances and crypto, and there is no yard duty or guard on yard duty, and in the proverbial financial markets within crypto, the institutions can just decimate the chart without any recourse. And so with the onslaught of all the talking about what the actual ETF with Solana, you can see a bunch of people bought, which then gave the institutions the ability to short against them. Yay! Okay, now that that's established, now where is it potentially can go to? Now we saw a pretty good run up here, like we've seen it. Give me 1 second. That's the 15. Now, how far can it go? I've talked about down here at that 169 area mark here, but the fact that we've already traded through this, right? I expect to see some support step in at that 20 period moving average, which is sitting at the 167 mark. But if it does go through that, the next stopping point would be the 158 mark that we would want to expect to see this sell off to, simply because that's where the next buyers are sitting, is where I would expect us to be headed to here. So it's real interesting to see what's actually happening though in this market. Now, the other part on a long-term sense we've just seen Solana really climb back from last month's sell-off, right? And then now you see how if we close above this month, and is today the last day, or is there 31 or 32 days? Yeah, 31. So if we see a sell-off, if we continue seeing a sell-off, and if we get down to here at this level, which I expect to see is come probably today down to that 168 mark, I would expect that marker, give me 1 second, is, yeah, it will be below this red candle, which is, I'd rather see it close above it, which is more of a bullish sign saying that we're going to continue up. But even in this upper part of this wick here, the fact is that if we are able to close here, it's most likely going to go down, then go up into next month's for August. So it's something that we're just kind of looking, excuse me, September. We're already in August, forgive me. Wow, I can't believe we're already in August, dude. The end of August,
I know.
kind of September. Dude, this year is flying by. But on the back end, if we do continue up, honestly, the next spot is the highs. And there's nothing else stopping us from going to the highs here. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens over the next few days. If we see a sell-off down into these lower levels, down to that the 169, 167-ish area, excuse me, the 150, the 159, 160 area. Is that what that is? Yeah, 50, 59, 55 area. If we go below there, then that's going to change my reaction for the monthly chart, simply because that brings it down to here, which would make this more of a doji candle. So it all depends what it's going to do for the next 2 days. I think we're going to see it sell off, because we can already see that it's selling off right here. We put in the supplier wick, right? And then in addition to that, we're also seeing it come down potentially to the lower level, that 157. If it does that, then we got a doji for the month, which means indecision. So I'll have to wait to see what happens in the week, the first week and second week, to see how we're going to finish up on the third week. So, but real interesting to see where we're sitting. Yeah, it's in a nutshell for Solana.
All right, folks.
And
let's see. Vlad says, I'm new and don't understand anything in crypto. I have a small investment in Fur. Do you think there's a chance the price to break out in the future despite its weak start? I'll answer that for you, Pedro. The answer is yes, there is a chance. But understand that in DeFi crypto, the chances are small, or they're a very long time away. It requires, there's a lot of people in the project right now. When you remember the chart Pedro had up, it was down significantly. And there's a lot of people in that chart that would like to leave it, but can't, because they're like, well, I'm pretty much underwater. I might as well just keep it right here and wait for it to go up. There needs to be significant liquidity, meaning lots of buys, to come in to satisfy all those people that want to sell, and then to have the price rise above it. And so it's entirely possible. It's happened with many, many, many projects. And it's not happened with many, many more type projects. It's just difficult because it's like, here's an example, is if you may be new to crypto, but you've maybe been in the stock market or anything else, if you get into a stock or any investment, say it's at 100, and you're like, I want to make 10%. I want to sell it at 110 and make 10%. If it goes down to 90, in order to get to your goal now, it has to do twice as much good. It has to do twice as much buying has to happen now to get to your goal of 110. It has to go back. You have to buy up what was sold, and then you have to rise. So it's very difficult. But the good news is in crypto is that these things can happen, and that's why there's so many of us that have FOMO'd into crypto, because there's so many reasons why the FOMO can happen. And it gets, the right person tweets it out, the right market conditions. You're doing some buying right as BNB pops, so that it really launches the price. Then you get trending, and boom, you get holders. But what you need to look out for, the answer is if that holder count starts to go up a lot, then you have a chance. If the holder count does not go up a lot, that means you are just trading with your friends here, or every person that comes in, someone leaves. And so really volume here on this bottom line here, and holder count. And if you pay attention to those, and if those start moving upwards, then you fall into have a chance. If not, then you have to help the team do that, which you're doing now by getting on social media and things like this and getting the word out and getting people like me to talk at length at them, getting people like Pedro to go over the chart. The good news, though, is that, Pedro, I can't see. What's the liquidity in the project?
Liquidity is 97,000. And they actually have a pretty, for a small cap, right, for where they're sitting at 285,000, they've got $12,000 worth of volume trading through it, which is okay. You know, I mean, it's not bad on a daily basis, which means that there's money coming in. Is this a taxed? So are you taxed on the trading? And if so, that's good, because that means that there's money coming into the marketing fund. So just, do we know if it has taxes?
Right. That's another thing. If projects have taxes on them, they don't generally get viral because people don't like to pay taxes.
Got it. Got it. Well, so they got to figure out another way to bring in money so that they can market. That's super important. But the buy-sell ratio is 29-20, so which is
so it's renounced and no tax. Lots of bots buying too. That's good. Bots buying and selling is fine, because then you get volume that you otherwise would not have, and they'll take a little bit of money out each time, but you get the volume as a trade-off. And so, to wrap up all that, it's difficult to bring down crypto projects that are down back up because of the sell pressure that people have. So work on increasing the holder count. Here's a good example. Below me is worldofrewards.finance. Worldofrewards.finance is a rewards contract that by holding their token, you get rewards in all different types of small projects that have given their tokens to the World of Rewards people, not to sell, but to give out as rewards to new people. So you get additional holders. You don't get, people don't earn a lot of money on it, but it gets your holder count up, and it gets people to look at your project and go, oh, I got a free $10 in FUR. Maybe I'll go check out that community. And then they go check out the community, and they're like, all right, well, now I'll buy some. And so you got a free holder, and maybe they put some additional liquidity into the project. But go see, if you've got a small project, need more eyeballs on it, get the World of Rewards group in on it. They're just developing it. They're moving from DApp version 2 to version 3 or something right now. So their website isn't pretty, but they're getting ready to launch it any day now. Go over to their Telegram. You can find the links on their website or in the body of our show here. And go see Bruno. Tell him DYOR sent you, and he'll hook you up. Let's see what else do people have to say here. Another good buy is Vegas Inu. A 2% reflection. Oh, it's an old SafeMoon contract.
Reflections, man. I haven't heard that term in a while. Vegas Inu. Do they put the contract in?
No, but I'm willing to bet it's at the top of it.
Say that again.
It's probably at the top of the list when you type it in.
Vegas Inu.
Jesus still holds his SafeMoon. Yeah, you. Not only did you hold it to the bottom, you held it all the way down to 0.
Sad day. There's a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
Dude, there are people I know that are still holding Luna.
I can tell you, though, the SafeMoon people are crazy, though. In Reddit, they still argue about that. They're like, they argue about, they keep holding on to that last bit of hope. Like that some new company bought the rights to the name Safe Moon and the intellectual property for their wallet and stuff like that. And they're still thinking John's going to get out of jail and resurrect it and all this type of stuff. And it's not like just strange trolls doing it. It's like the mods of the group. They're full in, man. Safe Moon has been, has been a problem for a long time. And then when they all went to the joint, the federal pen, you're like, guys, it's over. And the Safe Moon guys actually gave Operation Phoenix grief. You're like, oh, you're copying it. Blah, 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 blah. And the Operation Phoenix guys are like, no, we're trying to engage your community and bring you over to something better. And the mods and they kept banning the Operation Phoenix. Oh, no, you guys are terrible. You're scammers. You're frauds. I'm like, your guy's dude's actually in federal penitentiary. You can't get much more scammer than that.
Yeah, pretty much.
It doesn't, there's no price movement in it. It's just because the contract's locked, you can't trade it. But because the price of BNB moves, the liquidity pool changes value. So it'll change the price value. Yeah, he did get out on bail, but he's going back to the federal pen, that's for sure.
All right, so Vegas, I don't see it.
DYOR Baby, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely.
He says he's old nap time. I'm with you on that.
Oh, I see.
But I can't. I gotta make a roast here, and I gotta start doing it right about now.
Let me go ahead. Here we go. Boom. Vegasino. VTI Vegasino token. Okay.
Give it a shot.
Well, I would love for it to see it get above on the daily chart, the 8 and the 20, consistently with higher highs and higher lows, not lower highs and lower lows on the daily chart. Unless you got connections with major people in that project, it doesn't necessarily, it looks like liquidity is coming out. You guys were liquidity 69,000. Your market cap is 110,000. You guys got all the way up your first few days from, and you are below the lows of the launch right now. It's acting as resistance above you guys.
That's hard.
Yeah,
and you never know where the private sale prices were, and or people pretty much know where the pre-sale prices were. Then there's the private sale. I was in one a couple of months ago in which I got in on the pre-sale, and it was a discount from the regular trading, which it's always risky. That means there's gonna be a sell-off. I was like, all right, I know the guys, and they're decent devs, so I got in on it. And it went up for a little bit, and then it went down and below the pre-sale price. And they're like, well, pre-salers are selling, but the private sellers are going to hold the floor. I was like, all right, well, I don't believe that, but sure enough, price went down further. And they're like, oh, well, I'm like, if the private sellers are selling, that means the party's over. And they're like, well, there was another private sale before that, kind of a investor sale. And I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, the investors bought at 1 cent, and then it launches at 10 cents. They immediately sold. I said, did you have vesting or lock them up? Well, no. That is why guys like Audit Chain over here, another sponsor of Segway, Audit Chain, has a new product out now that makes your project compliant with the European regulations for MiCA. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? If you have a crypto project and anyone in Europe can buy it, you have to be compliant with the what the hell is it called? The Crypto Act? I can't remember what the M's for. Markets and Crypto Act in the European Union. And you need to have a machine-readable white paper that discloses everything, including all levels of pre-sales or sales, and blah, 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 to the public. And any changes you make to the contract have to be updated in the white paper. Audit Chain sells a product and a tool that can do that for you. How'd you like that segue there, Pedro? Pedro, I've got about 5 minutes left in here, so we got to wrap this up.
That's cool. It's pretty clear this market is in sell-off mode. I want to see higher highs and higher lows. Right now, you are literally showing lower highs and lower lows for the last 3 months. I mean, look, you went sideways here, and then you went low, lower low, or lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower low, lower high, and most likely lower low. I don't know the details of this project, but this just doesn't look that good.
What's the price of BNB right now?
Right now, BNB is sitting at
so BNB's up over that same time period in which they were going down. BNB's essentially up.
Yeah, you can sit there and see it.
All right. So in other words, since BNB is going up, that's giving your project more value, or the Vegas in you more value, because the liquidity is worth more because BNB is going up. And still there was a downward effect, which it's actually Pedro, go back to the Vegas in you chart and click the button to show it in versus BNB rather than switch. It says switch to WBNB price. Right. No, to your right, that one. See, that's the actual representation of the chart when you take the fiat equation out. If you don't compare it to US dollars, if you just compare the chart to the underlying currency, which is BNB on this, you can see this is just a sell-off. This chart, when you compare it to the actual token, has no outside influence of fiat of currency. This is just straight buying and selling against the local currency. And so you can see that money's just coming out of this project. And if you went back to Fur and do that, you give the guys, probably a lot of the guys there just don't realize that too. If you can do that, Pedro, that would be good.
I'm trying to think what I did with Fur. Haktui. Where's Fur?
Oh, Jesus, I have a feeling you're not gonna like what we show on this.
All right, Fur. Was this it?
It was on BNB.
Is it on BNB? Yeah, I think it says Fur baby.
Well, you'll know it as soon as you see the chart.
Yep. All right,
now go switch to say show the price. Show the price in BNB. See?
Ouch. It's actually worse off. No, it looks about the same. It's about the same. So yeah, it holds pretty much the same as
right. So in essence, this is pure buying and selling price action here, with no influence of the dollar or the relationship of BNB to the dollar. It's just Fur to BNB, and so the price is going down a bit, which means selling. So that little button up there, most of you guys don't realize it. The one Pedro hit, switch to show the price in the underlying token. In this case, in BNB, it's very important. I'm in another project in which it looks like it's just murderous. The chart, it's like, it's awful. It's like this is the worst project I've ever been in my life. Then when you click that button, it's actually steady. The floor is being held, nobody's selling, and you're like, why is it going down? It's because the underlying chain's price went down 90%. So it took all the projects down with it. So we're just waiting for the price to go up.
Interesting.
Let's see. You can't handle the truth.
You can't handle the truth. This tooth. That's funny. I can't handle the tooth. Well, with that said, thank you for coming in today, guys. It was kind of a slow day for charts. We had a few charts out here. If you guys want me again, I'll go over some charts tomorrow. But Tuesday is the day you want to come in and ask questions regarding what I look at and how I look at things. Tom, anything else?
No, sir. Thank you, Pedro. Ladies and gentlemen, Pedro Garcia, the crypto chart analyst, doing his thing again.
Oh, tomorrow.
Successful. Yeah, we'll be here tomorrow.
Do you want to talk about the guest?
Oh, you pull that. You mentioned the guest.
The CEO for BTC on Base is going to be on with us, and he's going to talk a little bit about his project, but really he's just going to come and hang out and talk about economics and finance. He has a finance background, so it's going to be really interesting. He talking about bonds and things like that. So I said I heard him speaking on Xtoshi's Twitter, I keep calling it Twitter, X platform that he has every night. And I just reached out to him and said, hey, man, you seem like a pretty smart guy. I'd love to have you on the show. He's like, all right. And I go, we can spotlight your project, but more importantly, we just want to talk about finance. And he's like, I'm down with that. That sounds just fun. So he'll be on tomorrow with us at 12-ish. So expect that'll be fun.
All right. Space Cat, you're a little late today. Little late, but better late than never. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we had a good show today. Went over lots of charts, lots of stuff. It's fun, lots of laughs. We loved it. Had a great show. Thanks to everyone watching us on LinkedIn, Twitch, and Kick. Had a good couple of good viewers over there. The X guys, X didn't promote us today, and YouTube did its usual mediocre job helping promote us. But anyway, you diehards out there is what we want to see. As always, my name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking, here in the digital media world. So glad to have hosted another episode of DYOR Live. We'll see you tomorrow. Be there.